Today, I'm happy to present our findings into the use of mobile thermal imaging for skin temperature analysis. In developing the infrared fever indication system, researchers Shivali Choudhary, Emmanuel Gallegos, and Dikshant Jain, led by Professor Lynne Grewe from iLab at CSU East Bay, have developed a new tool for smartphone users to increase their situation awareness with respect to COVID-19. Before we jump into a demonstration, down below in the lower right corner, you can see an example of our system in action. The basic idea is to use a small infrared camera attached to the user's smartphone, which captures a live stream of infrared video, allowing our system to extract the head regions of any individuals in the frame using machine learning techniques and display the live temperature readings to the user to see if any individuals from within the frame are displaying signs of fever, one of the primary symptoms of COVID-19. This system has been integrated into the COVID ID Android application. Let's see it in action. In this first demonstration, we can see a live screen recording of the infrared fever indication system at work from the COVID ID application. The machine learning-based head detector model is determining where the head regions are, and the temperature analysis subsystem is extracting the highest temperatures found in each head region. Taking a look at another demonstration. Here we can see a close-up view of the system in action on a single individual. Note that the bounding box regions are dynamically moving and resizing as the subject's head moves. The temperature range of about 33 to 35 degrees Celsius, which is about 92 to 95 degrees Fahrenheit, falls in the range of healthy skin surface temperatures and is not indicative of fever. It should be noted that this system is not meant to diagnose fever rigorously, or COVID-19 for that matter, but merely provide users with a tool to increase their situation awareness when in public spaces. Let's take a look at a possible use case. Imagine a cautious user is at the store and wants to minimize their risk of exposure to COVID-19 at the checkout lines. Using the COVID ID Android application's augmented reality interface, the user could point their phone at each line and the system would highlight users that are exhibiting unusually high skin surface temperatures, which may indicate fever. The user could then choose to join the line with less risk. This augmented situation awareness is exactly what IRFIS was made for. As the user is viewing their environment, the application is also in the background generating records with data about each localized head region found, such as the time and location of the detection, as well as the max temperature found and the associated risk of a possible fever instance. These records are stored securely in a Google Firebase backend. These records are critical, as the next part of the COVID ID system involves consolidating the data from each record and using them to populate a Maps interface so that users can visualize and avoid areas of high risk. In addition to data about possible fever instances, the COVID ID Android application also uses several other machine learning-based modules to monitor other possible COVID-19 risk factors, such as low mask usage, high crowd density, or insufficient social distancing measures. All of these records are consolidated into one Maps interface to maximize the amount of information that users can draw upon to increase their situation awareness and make safer choices. The motivation for this project is unfortunately rather self-evident. The number of COVID-19 cases around the world is increasing rapidly, and while a potential vaccine is on the horizon, new patients are being infected every day by the potentially life-threatening virus. By giving users a tool to increase their situation awareness by preemptively detecting nearby fever instances, we hope to use one of the coronavirus's most common tells against it. Infrared sensors mounted on the common smartphone, powered by cutting-edge machine learning technologies, can hopefully help users avoid a close encounter with the virus. Developing the infrared fever indication system required two primary submodules. The first of these involved training a convolutional neural network to perform head detection from low-resolution infrared images so that we could narrow down the regions to perform temperature analysis to things that we cared about analyzing, namely the human head region. We wouldn't want to perform temperature analysis on a light bulb or a heater, for instance, and falsely declare a possible fever instance in the region. This training process was broken into 3 stages. In the first stage, several object detection models were trained on a dataset of moderate resolution infrared images as general object detectors. Preliminary models were selected based on their size, as they would have to be small enough to run from a mobile platform. Of all the tested models, efficient det D0 proved to be the most effective, and the trained model was passed into the second stage of training. In the second stage, the model was retrained to detect heads on a data set that the research team collected out in the field using the same FLIR-1 Pro infrared cameras that would be used on the deployed Android system. The head detector system was rigorously tested and found to have high accuracy, with an average precision of 95.6% and an average recall of 80.2%. In stage 3, this tested model was then exported to a compressed TF Lite model, which could then be integrated into the COVID ID Android application to help perform live temperature analysis. Here you can see a system diagram of how IRFIS runs from the mobile platform. First, the Android-mounted FLIR-1 Pro camera captures a stream of live infrared images. These images are converted to grayscale images and passed into our integrated head detector model. The head detections are then passed to the temperature analysis subsystem, which extracts the highest temperature found in each head region. These records are then passed to the Google Firebase backend, where they can be used to populate the maps interface we saw earlier. Additionally, those same head detection regions, along with the temperature and risk information extracted, are used to provide the user with a live video feed to visualize possible fever instances around them from within the COVID ID Android application. In conclusion, the infrared fever indication system head detector model runs with extremely high accuracy, serving not only as a robust head detector, but also as a proof of concept for other infrared mobile machine learning-based object detection systems with applications in a variety of fields, both medical and non-medical in nature. Unfortunately, the FLIR-1 Pro cameras used to collect live temperature data have inadequate accuracy for properly diagnosing fever. Possible solutions to this problem could be using further applications of deep learning on the temperature measurement data to potentially correct for the inaccuracies of the sensor and improve results, or testing the system with different sensors altogether. Additionally, further techniques such as skin detection could be used within the bounding box regions to remove possible interference from other parts of the scene that are not a part of the head, making a more robust region for analysis. Lastly, rather than simply extracting the highest temperature found in a region, perhaps a more complex type of analysis, such as an area-based analysis rather than a pixel-by-pixel analysis, might improve performance. For further resources about this research, please feel free to visit our GitHub repository, share this video on YouTube, or learn more about the awesome work coming out of iLab at CSU East Bay. Thank you for your time.